Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Batra and Exchange for Media. The question is whether traditional media or digital media. And I think answer is both. Unified approach. I think that is everybody has to adopt. Traditional media has various limitations. Number one, there is a issue of perishability. Once there is a program, after some time it disappears. It doesn't exist or doesn't remain available to audience. Digital can solve that issue. Also, traditional media has the limitation of time. You only have 24 hours and you have to select what you want to show, whereas digital has unlimited space. Traditional media also has the limitation of area or geography. You can deliver your program probably in India, but there may be audience beyond India for your content, and the digital media can take you global. Also, there is a limitation of likability, shareability, and interactivity. We are living in digital world. People like to thumbs up the content when they like it. That option is not there in case of traditional media. And when you club it with digital media, you can have that. People can share your content, and it can be interactive or two-way. Traditional media is like one way where it can show, but it cannot see. It is blind. It can say, but it cannot listen. It is deaf. And you don't have any visibility of what audience, what part of the content they are liking, what part of content they don't like. And if you club this digital and traditional media, I think you can have that visibility. You can get a lot of data and insights which can help you to design the program which will be more interesting for your audience. Also, it can provide engagement. And last point which I have is that the digital media, the traditional media has this limitation of connectivity. You need to have card, and not everybody in India has that. And also it has a limitation of mobility. You cannot take your TV which is connected with your DTH in your car and watch it when you are moving or going to office. These two limitations also can be addressed by digital media. I think a combination of digital media and traditional media is the answer.
I mean, just want to briefly understand, since you do digital, you handle the digital piece of a very large network. What does the future look like for a traditional medium like television in a digital first scenario, according to you?
The future is challenging, but this challenge also opens a lot of opportunity. Earlier, what traditional TV could not do, now it can do with help of digital. So I hope, or I would like to see it in a way that digital is not challenging the traditional, but supporting the traditional if you have an innovative way to converge both the things.
Okay. And what strategies should broadcasters adopt to stay relevant to diverse audiences? Because digital can do it. Digital can make tailor-made content in that sense. But how can broadcasters? It's okay. I think we have 5 minutes. Yeah. How can that be possible? How can that become possible?
So digital media also has weakness. It's not that the only traditional media has weakness. One of the digital media, the biggest weakness is the trust.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a low entry barrier. Anyone with a mic and phone can become a media. Now when that kind of thing is there, then there is a question of whether you can trust or not. The traditional media has an entry barrier. There are big brands over there. So when you have a digital which is backed up by a big brand, that brings that brand value as well as trust. People know the name, and they have a lot to lose if something goes wrong. So they would be much more responsible and careful.
So, a lot of people are consuming, the connected TV way, What are the broader things that we see wherein a digital piece and the TV piece kind of work together for the brand in a better way, to leverage the brand in a better way? Are we doing enough on that side?
Answer is no, we are not doing enough. That is true.
Yeah, what can be done
Yes.
on
So
that?
I give you one example. Suppose we have a travel show, and you are showing the destination and other things. There is a limitation of time, and there is a limitation of the screen, because you have 2D or 3D screen for your traditional media. Whereas after the show, if people would like to have immersive experience of that destination, you can have a backup or secondary content, which is a featured content, which will show AR, VR, and people can have immersive and that kind of experience as a follow-up program. This is one example. Second example is, let's say there is an event, and after the event you have a talk show about it. There is a news, you have a news, and then you have a talk show, and there are many people who would like to participate and provide their comment, but that is not possible in traditional media. You can open up, link that chat, and the people can comment about it, and that is user generated content. Later on, if you curate it, it will provide a very valuable content maybe for people who would like to see it. Also, long ago when I remember, there was a time when people had this radio program and people could write postcard, to request a song. The audience was participating at that time. Can you imagine?
By the way,
There
I
was
still
an
heard a
engagement.
program that had a similar format recently.
Yes, but now after TV has come, the participation of audience, rather than increasing, has reduced. When digital has come, it has once again opened the door for it. Now you can have a live program where people can comment, people can provide questions, and you can attend it. I have seen that you can increase the viewability of your audience, of your traditional TV content. I have seen many anchor who start first on Facebook, discuss that this is what I'm going to do today, and what is your feedback, what is your opinion. People engage on it, and then right after that they go for the program, and right after program they come back on Facebook and then discuss again. That kind of interactivity and exchange is providing you a better connectivity with your audience.
So also the treatment of content, say you have a same story, for example, what is happening in Bangladesh, for example, is a story, and the television part is showing it, and the digital part also has to show it, for example. So how do you treat it, from a digital point, which is very different, and also you leverage what TV is also showing it? I mean, how do you approach content that is similar in a way, but for two different mediums?
So the content, should it be similar or should it be different? That is one of the big challenge with all media company has to address. People for linear or traditional media, they like long content, they like in-depth, and they like linear. Whereas the people who are on digital media, they typically prefer short content, very short content. They would like to have on demand. That means whenever they have time, they would like to watch it. And perhaps they would like to see something which you cannot show on your traditional media because of the limitation of time. For example, there is a movie, and then we have the footage of off-screen activities, right? Something similar to that. Those kind of content may find a good viewership in digital. That you have a program where a guest comes, but that guest, whatever he discusses on screen, there is a many thing which is off screen, and that may be interesting for audience.
Okay, let me ask my final question. What innovations in tech do we see at IDPL? Because a lot of AI in newsrooms and all of that, is a buzzword now. Give us a sense of that. What all is happening in the newsrooms from a tech standpoint?
I think everyone is now utilizing Gen AI for generating the script, generating voice, generating video, and there is a virtual anchor and those kind of things. I think that ideally what we would like to achieve is that the news is delivered to you exactly as you want. That starts from selection of the news, curation of the news, research, and the presentation in a way you like and to the depth you like, because every audience has a different need. Some people like high temper speech. Some people like news delivered in very traditional old Doordarshan style of namaskar, and then very no emotional kind of thing. Some people like long content, some people like short content. If we can personalize it, and which is possible, then you get the news exactly as you want. I think that's the dream we want to achieve.
Right. I mean, I've been hearing these discussions for a long time. I hope it happens sooner. All right, I think they are in the absorbing mode. So great, thank you, Mr. LOYA, Dr. LOYA, for joining us and sharing this, and that too in an innovative format too.